Hey Vinny, man. Thanks so much for
What's
coming on.
up? How you doing, brother? Long time coming here. Can't
Oh
wait.
yeah. This has been in the works for like almost a year now.
Yeah, basically, I actually saw you get on with Ronan. That's my guy. I was like, dude, this is sick. I'm interested. You know.
Tell me a bit about how you got into the music industry and why dubstep.
All right. So basically, it started in 2013, 14. I went to my first show back in DC. And I'm from Vegas and the West Coast, but I went to school on the East Coast. And when I was out there, I went to my first show and it was like Dada life, big room, like crazy raving vibes. And my buddy on my lacrosse team at the time was like, hey man, you got to put on this candy and go to this rave thing and wear all these bright clothes or whatever. And I go to it and I was just like, I was like, dude, this is like amazing. Like this is more than an escape, more than a. So I became a raver nonetheless. I just became a raver kid. And being from Vegas, I always had this like stage background, in my mind where I've always wanted to like take my modeling to the next level or take, whatever I'm doing at the time to the next level, but I didn't really know what direction to do any of it in. And I actually met up with a couple DJs and became a hype man. And they put me on their stage with a microphone and they were like, dude, just go crazy. Like, do what you do to get the crowd wild. And like, started doing that, started traveling with a lot of big name artists. And, just basically they're using me as their hype man. And I was like the dude to just kind of be their like right hand man on stage. And then one day clicked. I was like, dude, I wish to do this. Like I dream of doing it. Like being that guy in front of the crowd, giving them that energy and showcasing what they want to work on and what they're showing. And it just fast forwarded to where I was like, I'm just gonna become a DJ. Like I want to try it. And I was doing great in school and everything, but I dropped out of freaking college just to move back to Vegas, to move to LA, to learn how to DJ. And once I started DJing like little hookah clubs and like little local Vegas things, I really got into it, man. And I was like, dude, this is it. This is my calling. Like I started with a different name. It's kind of funny. It's Trilliz with two Z's. I was a big trap kind of hip hop dude. And like, so then when I moved to LA, I started getting into like DJing for all of these like kind of hip hop artists and stuff like that. And then I met a rhythm dude. I met someone who made rhythm and it was like 2016, maybe 15. And this guy, it was Kozik. And he brought me to a show. I don't know if you know Kozik, but Al Ross was there. I met him for the first time, like Sudden Death, like a ton of these like big dubstep guys. And I was like, whoa, like now this is a different breed of music. I
Yeah.
was like, this is really cool shit. And so basically they got me into it. They some of them that I named taught me how to spin on CDJs and like bigger decks. So I was like, maybe I can get rid of the laptop and go to these little USBs and show up and just play some freaking dubstep. And that's how it happened, man. I created the name Goomba and everything just kind of started going off of that. Goomba goes way back though, but yeah, man, that's how dubstep basically started. It was more of just a dream and just this passion of like wanting to do it and then following all these dream steps in the right direction to do it. Of course there's falls, of course there's peaks and valleys, and it's just a lot of it makes you want to like not even want to continue it sometimes,
Mm.
but by like following your dreams will get you to do it. And that's basically it. And then I branched from the dubstep and rhythm. I was like, holy shit, like I can like move into like drum and bass. I can like try other angles. And so then I started pulling back, like, okay, I used to be a hip hop DJ. I'll use that. Oh, I used to love house music in Vegas. I'll start playing more of that. And then it all just started happening, man. DJ Goonba, rise.
Man, there is so much to unpack there. Did I hear that you were a model at one point?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was weird. I kind of got into like a little bit of it with like friends and stuff, like wearing their merch and their clothes and pushing off with that. But like, yeah, no, I really enjoyed that kind of like being in front of the lens. Like, always loved it. Always wanted to maybe try acting stuff. Never pursued that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the modeling gigs were cool and stuff. It just wasn't like I didn't have an agent. It was my own freelance thing, and I was like how do I go about even kind of being in an industry, you know? And yeah, I don't know. It works out with like DJing and stuff because
Mm.
obviously like I got my own merch lines and stuff. So it's great to kind of like pull that model asset into when I'm performing because it's like, oh, there's a camera rolling. Oh, this is it. I'm gonna get this on video,
Yeah.
you know?
And you quit college, right?
Yeah, so I went out there for lacrosse and I was studying like psychology and stuff, and I was doing really good. It's just I was like, I want to go be a DJ. Like, as like funny as that sounds, I was like, I really just want to be a DJ. Not even like a producer. In the beginning, I didn't even want to make my own stuff as much. I just wanted to DJ and perform and put on people and create a group of individuals that have that like mindset to where we just take over,
Mm.
and then production just kind of fell in there. And now I'm like, maybe I really can make my own music and I can do that. And I'm doing that now. So, it's phenomenal. I can't wait to put music out. Let me tell you.
Man, what were your parents thinking when you dropped that on them? Like,
So yeah, it was a tough one. Yeah. So my dad passed away when I was 7. So me and my mom have been really, really close. And at the time in college, we were super, super close to where like, we talked almost every day and she was really involved with my life. So she knew that like I had this passion. Of course, the parents are going to be like, really? They're going to be like, really? Like, how are you going to make a life out of this? And I basically told her what I was going to do, my plans of how I was going to do it. And now I'm executing, like, and their support, like my mom's, my brother, my family's support means everything in this industry. Because in the beginning, I'll be honest, I didn't really have that from them as much because it's this wild thing you're trying to do. You go to college, you spend all this money, and then you just stop to go DJ for free on the weekends in the beginning. I never knew I was going to have a set price for Goomba. Like I wanted that. I never expected that. So once they saw like the wheels in motion, like especially when I moved out here, started getting big shows and like, getting on with big labels and all that, and like getting good recognition from it. My mom would see that and be like, wow, like he's really doing this. Like you have all these fans, you have all these people that depend on you and that love you and that really enjoy your environment. And I got her to come out to a couple shows and that was it. After that, she's in love with Goomba. It's just like, it's your son, Ma. I brought her up on stage a couple times. Everyone calls her Goonma. Like, it's a whole
that's
vibe.
it.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the support so much. It's tough. It's really tough. So
Do you still have that student loan hanging over you?
I actually paid that off. I paid that
Oh
off.
shit.
Like, yeah, like 4 years ago, actually, I got a hold of some money from a family member passing, and I was able to use, most of that for that just to get it off, clean
Yeah.
slate.
Because how much was that, if you don't mind me asking? Because I know college over there is
I
fucking
don't really know the
expensive.
exact amount. I did have a couple. I had an academic scholarship and then some for lacrosse as well. So like I had some money docked off. I really don't know. I basically paid for classes.
Yeah.
Everything else was cool. So I don't know. I don't really know the exact amount. It was a good like 10 grand probably though. It was up there. It
Yeah.
wasn't cheap.
I want to talk about your ACL, your recovery of that, and how did that happen exactly?
Yeah, so me talking about all this taking over and shit. This year, I was able to link up my connections and create my own mini tour. So I was out there this year. I posted about I did like I don't know 40 some shows, like 9 something states, whatever. And I was going hard, 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 and that can kind of take a toll on someone. I think. Didn't really like think about stretching and all that before sets. So I do blame myself for some of the injury. But when I played this show, I just did a jump and landed on my right leg. And you could literally walk outside and do it. Like it's just a matter of the angle of how it happens and maybe the recoil of something. And yeah, I jumped on my right side, third song in, freaking heard a pop, dude. Oh, dude, it was the worst pain of my life. Like I've broken bones. I've had 7 concussions. I've done so much to my body, but the ACL is very important and meniscus. They both just goodbye. So in the middle of the track though, too, it's on video. Like my videographer was behind me and he's got everything. And like when I bend my leg, you could see that I'm like, fuck. and like it was like a big crowd. It was like a really nice show. I was headlining. It was a big deal. So I was like, no fucking stopping here. There's no stopping. Yeah, I ordered another drink. I was like, let me get another drink. Let's just keep this ball rolling. I played an hour and a half, excruciating pain. And then, yeah, found out it's torn. I played like 8 shows while it was torn. Like some of the biggest shows of my life, like with Fizo and Odd Prophet, Jaquee. And then I played North Coast. The next day I went to Grand Rapids. Like it was insane. But yeah, surgery was November 12th. And after that, it's been amazing, dude. I've been healing so well. I'm doing all my workouts daily. And, it's just that determination to get back out there. Like,
Yeah.
Taking someone away from something they do about like 3 times a weekend. Oh my God. I was lost. But it's all good. I've very well supported by my family, and my fiance has helped me a lot. And, my fans, my friends, all of that has kept me going. So it ain't going to stop here. I'll tell you that.
I was going to say, how did it affect you, like mentally, not being able to go out there? I assume you were wheeling around the shows.
Yeah, so I actually did. When I was able to go out before surgery, they said go for it, play whatever, do whatever, be safe, but go for it. And it was amazing. And I was able to go out there with crutches or wheelchair. I played couple with a wheelchair. And then after it, when I just see everyone posting about what's going on and this and that, it's like now I'm away from it. It's literally FOMO. It's literally like fear of missing out. Like I'm just like, dude, like. And it did hit me really hard because I was like, I'm 26. I have state insurance. Like I'm an artist. It's not easy to do this at this age. But it's all about your mental. You can't lose it. I almost lost it, and you can't. You just got to keep reminding yourself like how much you want this. I will die before I give up, period. Even when we have kids and stuff, I told my fiance, like, kids will be right back there in VIP. Like nothing will hold us back for this dream. And having that determination will get you to that success, in my opinion. So already got some shows booked for this year. I'm told I can go back in a month instead of going back in April. I'm way ahead of time. So it's all up from here, baby. Got some music under my belt now. I'm going to do some releases one day. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, well, it looks like your recovery is going well. From what I've seen on your Facebook and stuff, like you're really pushing, getting there. So that's awesome, considering you were rolling around in a chair for what looked to be 6 months.
Yeah, dude. Well, I toured in August. So August, September, October, November, December, January, 5.
Yeah,
about close. 5 months.
For a guess.
Yeah. It was not fun, man. I'll tell you. I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. So it sucks.
Yeah.
Take care of your needs. Every morning you wake up and you take a shit, be like, oh my God, I can sit here with my knee bent and there's no issues.
Oh, geez. Like you don't really think about it until it happens. And then you're just like, how the fuck am I meant to do this?
Exactly. And I'm one to like always like wake up and be like, oh my God, I love today because I'm alive. Like I love everything around me because I'm alive right here, right now. I've been through a lot of death and that kind of shit. So it's like, but no, you don't really think about your ACL, and I, from all the things I've done, I've jumped off of big things, doing photo shoots, flipping the camera off and like landing wrong. And I've never injured myself, but like one little jump to the right and it just did it.
Yeah.
Stretch before your sets. Everyone watching this that's an artist, stretch before your sets. Because the physical trainer told me, like, if I were to do that, makes your body looser, you're less likely to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of just, I don't know. It's little things like that can help you not get injured,
80% of DJs work out one way or the other. So they all
which I actually have always been big on working out. And I was going to the gym almost every day up at that time, and I was running and maybe that's another thing. I could have been straining a little much, like every day consistently doing stuff on my legs and knees. And so they did tell me that too, but it can happen to anyone. So I'm just thankful to be back. I'm blessed. And show's going to continue.
Yeah, let's unpack that show, first back show, your first show back. If you can speak on it. If not, it's all good.
All right. Yeah, no. Well, right now I will say that it is in March. I can't give the actual date yet, but it's early March. It's going to be a dubstep show. So I'm going to be able to showcase all of this that I've been working on. So I'm excited about that. And it's going to be in Lake Geneva. So that's another thing I can give out there, but that's about it. I am headlining. So it's going to be surrounded around, me coming back. Lineups fire. I'm real stoked, man. It's like I said, it's just something that when you go doing every single day and then you freaking get hurt and you have to not do it, it's like, do I even know how to DJ anymore? Do I even know what I do? Who am I?
Well, DJing is something you can do, because in a live, I got you to one-handed chop and you killed it.
I remember that. Oh my God. I have to give you an actual one-handed chop. I'll blow your mind with those. But yeah, man.
Tell me about the Goonies. Is that your fan base?
No, so the Goonies is basically a movement. It's a group of individuals that all have the same mindset to follow that dream. Here's what it is. So when I first became Goomba, I was like watching the Goonies, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I'm like, man, these kids out there are striving to go get that treasure. So in my head, I was like, dude, I have all these individuals around me that want to get big, that want to DJ, that want to make art, that want to do anything in the world, but don't know where to start. Here's where you start. The Goonies. You have this group of family, this connections. It could be fans. It could be artists. It could be parents. It could be anyone that has the mindset of like working towards your goal and getting there and achieving it. And not alone, always together, always helping one another out, and by doing that, like, you all can succeed, you know what I mean? And I had that little thought one day, and then all these people that I would preach it to just started, coming aboard. And basically the Goonies are a movement. And it's like, if you want to do something and say you want to be like a DJ one day, great, I'll bring you in. We'll show you how to jump on the boards. We'll link you up with someone who can bring you out. And then in a month from time, you have an artist name, and now you're, you know what I mean? We help build that kind of thing. And like, now we started off where it's like the Goonies were more of a group, like, oh, I'm in the Goonies. But like, now it's like, I don't want people to do that, because I don't want them to be like, oh, you're out of the Goonies, or you're in the Goonies, or you're not in the Goonies yet. Like, you know what I mean? It's basically a family. As long as you have that vibe, you can be a fucking goon. You do goon shit, and you don't let people tell you what to do and how to do when in your mind, this is how you want to do it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing where, like, I always had these people like judging my look, and I used to have long colored hair and all different colors. And there was always people left and right, just hurtfully trying to judge. And it's like, you're the problem. And that's why us Goonies need to arise and come together and then take over, and by doing that, I've been able to like, oh, now I know this dude in this state and this guy in this place and this and this. And now we're connecting the dots, and it's just exploding, It's just a whole vibe. It's that the alien head with, and we made that in a garage. Me and my friend were just chilling, and he just like did it one day, and we were just talking, and it's just so much love. And that's basically like what it is in a nutshell. It's support, it's love, it's growing together, and, it's a movement. So trying to really like pull other angles of other people to come in, like anyone.
That's sick, because people need that help and support. As much as you don't realize it, independent artists and up-and-coming DJs and artists don't really have said support unless they're backed by a big-ass label. And it's hard. It's really hard out there.
Hard. Yeah, and even then, I'm friends with some big-name artists. I'm not even going to name drop because I'm not about that, but like there's like dudes in there that I've explained this to, and they're like, I'm about it. Like, give me a shirt with my logo on the back. Like, let's do this. You know what I mean? And just by that vibe, they're like, because now I can help you. Like, now I can help that person. And it's just a whole vibe. That's basically what I'm getting at nowadays, is more so that it's just a vibe. And like, now we'll do takeovers. So the Goonies takeover at a show in Baltimore. It's just like me and all the Goonies and the goons. And we just throw a massive show. And like, we've done a couple of those here, like even at Base Station. I'm sure you've heard of them. They're on the map. They're the big venue out here that's killing it. Base Station and a couple other places. We've done takeovers and it's been crazy. Like even the crowd just goes nuts. It lets people just completely break out of their shell. Fire alarms go off, like just crazy stuff. And not in a bad way. Everyone's in good fun. It's just that's an area for you to just fully reap out your energy and big energy environment. And that's what I'm trying to create. That's why I do this every day. I have too much energy to not give, like, yeah. So it's a blessing, honestly. I appreciate you asking about the Goonies because, yeah, that's something I want to put out there too for anybody that just not only struggles, does great, anything in the world. Like if you have that vibe, man, come on in, send me a DM. Let's link up, Yeah. It's all a vibe. Let's smoke a doober.
And is that the traffic cone? Like the traffic cone?
There never is the traffic cone because then there's always that one good show where like I have to sign it and give it to someone. And then they spread the traffic cone love. Like right now, looking in this room, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, look at these ones. They're just chilling all over the place. Like they just sit. So, I mean, I don't know. The cone thing is just, that's a whole nother thing we can get into. Do you want me to jump into that right now?
Yeah, man. I heard a story about these traffic cones. So let's hear this one first.
Oh God. Okay. So basically, like, I don't know. I used to just always find little objects since when my dad was way younger. I used to see pictures of like baseball bats between his legs. Like he would just always do it and randomly hump. I got that gene. I started to just randomly do that and hump shit with like random things, like a little joint, like whatever. So one day I went into Denny's and then I grabbed this, it was like a yellow cone. Oh, it was a Denny's that was actually at Universal or something. It was like an amusement park. And I grabbed the yellow cone and I did it and it just felt so right. I don't know what about it. It just felt so right. And then I upgraded to the traffic cone and then it's just a vibe. Like I hump it, I chug out of them. I have the crowd chug out of them. You put them on your head. Like basically the cone to me represents like reckless, like safe reckless, like a happy reckless, like a goofy reckless, like, and I don't know, I throw stickers all over them. I write something cool. And like now all these fans like have just wanted me to sign them. And it's great. It's awesome. I'll sign them and throw them out there. And then their friends will be like, I want to sign cone. And like the best feeling now is like when I'm at a show and someone comes up and they're like, hey, can I get a signed cone? It's like, oh my God, that's so great. So I try to leave big name artists with them whenever I meet them on the same show or something, like, or like my homie OG Nixon, I gave him one, like, some other dudes out there. If I see them in person, I'm like, there's something to remember me by, It's basically it. I shared a connection with that person and I'd love for them to have a piece of my goofy history, It's awesome. It's a vibe.
Well, it's like anybody coming home at 1 a.m. drunk. They're going for that traffic cone. They're going straight for that traffic cone and they're taking it home.
So true. It's insane. And even if and now when they have a Goomba one, they can walk into their house at 1 a.m. and they have one and then they can crack a fucking brewski and turn the cone upside down and give you a nice sender. Yeah. I should have had one ready for you, man. I should have done one on this.
No, it's all good. It's early for you guys. Like 2 p.m. there?
Yeah, it's 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Still a good time to have a cool one.
Fair enough. But the story I heard with the traffic cone is your boy Mike Ronan. You guys were at a show together with Little Texas and you were humping him with said traffic cone and Little Texas walked in. Mike has told me that he was deadly embarrassed because he was telling you to stop beforehand and you just wouldn't. And then Little Texas walked in and then Texas got involved. Yeah.
He got involved. He even brought, I have this thing. Hold on right here. He brought this out. Little Texas brought this out and it's 200 BPM. And literally this right here was involved with the whole thing. And that's exactly why I do that kind of thing, because that was the first time or one of the first times I met Ronan. And he's this like amazing kid, like amazing dude. And when he gets in situations, he gets uncomfortable, you know, like any other awkward situation would make someone. And it's just great because right there, we created such a bond that we'll remember forever. And like for little Texas to come in and then get involved, you know how many times I've fucked him with a cone now? And just to say that makes me feel good because I'm such a fan of this guy, you know, like, and it's awesome. It's a vibe. People like him and Mike will remember that forever. And that's my goal. That's, you know, that's why I do all of this, is just to make situations better for people, you know, like that's what I want, you know, and I'm pretty sure that's what everyone else wants. And that's the whole cone thing. I want to keep it goofy. I need a tag other than the freaking alien, you know, like it's now a traffic cone. So
how do you get your traffic cones? Are you buying them, sourcing them, or are you sourcing them?
Okay, so in the beginning when this all started, I would find them through the earth. You know, just they would just be there. Nowadays, yeah, sometimes we buy them. Sometimes, majority of the time, I'm gifted them. And that's the best thing about it now, is that I don't even have to go searching. Like, even if I have one cone left, one cone out of all these, I would know that if I left it with someone, that I'm going to be gifted 5-10 cones from the world because of that. And that's how it happens. Like, even at a show, I'll just have someone bring me a cone that's not from the property of the show or anything. It's a whole different cone that they've gotten and gathered or whatever and saved and treasured to see Goonba to give it to him. And then that's how I obtain more cones. My fiance also gets me some too, but yeah. It's
I could imagine your fiance just like driving around, screeching up at a construction site and just taking 10 cones and then driving away.
That was the thing someone asked me about, was like, oh, so you're the problem? You're the one that steals these cones? Like, no. To be honest, I don't steal cones. And that's what's so funny. If I see the cone in public, I will fuck it. Especially as Goomba. If I have a performance and I freaking see it, I will run up to it, get a video, fuck it, but I'll leave it there. I'll leave it in its rightful home. I don't steal cones. You know what I mean? And that's the best part about it, is that the world just gives me them. And so I know that me and them are supposed to be connected together forever. Like, look at them.
Yeah.
Conan. I'm Conan the Barbarian. Hell yeah, man. I got a cone here for the day that I play in Australia. I'm going to give you a cone and you're going to love it. I'm coming out there sooner than later. I already know it. The world's going to be like, hey, we need some Goomba drum and bass out here, bro.
Yeah, drum and bass is huge over here at the moment. Like, you'd fit in. And Mike said he wants to come over as well. So I assume you'll tag along as well.
Yeah, that would be a vibe. Him and I coming together, actually, that'd be dope. Back to backing. Oh, ooh. Yeah, you might have connects for us too. If you just give me a couple people, I'll do the works, baby.
Yeah. Well, not right now because COVID kind of fucked up the travel prices, but
I'm sure. Yeah, no. And I got a lot of stuff to handle before international shows. I want to have like a good amount of my own music, you know, like that I could play almost a whole set with. I'm not there yet at all. So, which, like, the production thing is great. I love it. I've been doing really, really good now, especially now that I've been down, able to focus. But like I said, in the beginning of all of this, what the true initial spark was like, you know, I want to be a performer, a DJ, that kind of thing. And then I was like, but I also could make greatness. I was like, I love music and I've always wanted to make my own music. It's just, I can't play guitar, you know. I'm not good at drums. I'm not good at all that. I mean, I'm good on a piano and keyboard. Tried that once in my life, but like, I've always wanted to do music, but I haven't had that like actual like stringed instrument gift like my brother, you know, playing the violin and shit. So it's great that those kinds of misfits have a place to go. Yeah. And it's freaking EDM, baby.
What's been the biggest learning experience for you?
The biggest learning experience is definitely be humble. Because being humble can get you anywhere in life, you know, and by being truly humble and remembering that in your roots will always just help you with the next situation. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but if there's any situations where you have issues with another artist or other people, and you're that bigger person that can remember about being humble and this and that, you could easily, you know what I mean, easily get yourself out of a shitty situation, you know, where you both become friends or whatever the situation may be. But yeah, the main thing in the whole industry, you know, I've played shows with Afro Man, like other big artists, and asking them too. It's all about being humble. Like those guys are so genuine. It's great. And when you meet that asshole, it's like, don't want to be around you anymore. And like, then why are you in the industry if you're that asshole? Yeah, if your music's really good, that's great. But like, you just can't be an asshole anywhere in life, anywhere, you know? And I've always, bless you, I've always carried that on with like work life and school life and all of that, you know? Like, of course, I've always like had hothead situations, but like, you know, always remembering to be humble will just always get you on in life. So the main learning thing would be that, because yeah, you know, if you don't have humility, there's nothing else. Humility, that's a good word. Ooh. I don't even know if that's a word.
Takes a little bit longer to get where you want to go because you're not stepping on people. But when you get there, you're respected.
Exactly. And then, and you know, the people you meet, they'll know right off the bat. You know what I mean? Because if you're a humble person, then you're going to become a genuine person. You know what I mean? Like that cares, that's always there for someone, that doesn't talk shit behind backs and all that other stuff, you know? All of that is like, you know, it's manifesting. It's like karma. It's the way the world works. You get back what you give. You know what I mean? So it's like having all that stuff in your mind is key to literally anything, but definitely this industry, because, you know, it could bite you in the ass if you're not, you know, and there's people that are getting bit all the time. It's like, and then they ask me what's going on, what's wrong. And sometimes I have to remind people like, hey, you got to just remember to stay humble and stay true. And, you know, just keep that and you'll go, baby. Yes, sir.
Like, yeah, you give that humble vibe. I think most Americans give that humble vibe, and it's crazy because when I was there a couple years back, I was talking to a couple and like, oh, how do you find it here? I'm like, you guys are just fucking amazing. Like you go above and beyond like all the time. And they're like, really? We seem like such assholes here. I'm like, not from what I see. Maybe you got terrible friends.
and I don't know. And I think maybe the people that, and I'm not like badging on anyone or anything, but I think maybe the people that think that are the ones that kind of like, you know, the ones that think everyone's an asshole, the ones that just think that everything's bad. And, you know, if you look at everything and you make a great situation out of it, you know, you'll learn to be happier. You'll just be like that person's anger is not going to affect me today. And like that person's negative energy isn't going to cross mine, because then it's going to make me negative. You know, it's like it all attracts. So it's all about that energy wave, man.
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
When's your wedding, man? I'm sure everyone's wanting to know.
Yes. So right now we kind of, I'm not going to give the actual date because we're working with it, but
shit, you got a date.
Ooh. 2023.
Okay.
So definitely 2023, which will be a year from now. So we're on our way, man. I'm completely blessed. And yeah, just so blessed to have this woman. Like the moment she came into my life, is when I met Afro Man, and that was when I opened for him, and she went to that show, and it was insane. Ever since then, here we are 3 years later. And now we're going to get married, and having that support though is phenomenal. It's amazing. Like, you know, it's very tough sometimes. So support is like everything, you know, it's like, it is. And you don't want to feel alone. And it's great to have that backbone. I'll tell you that right now.
Speaking of tough sometimes, have you ever felt like just giving up doing the normal 9-to-5 shit?
So of course I think about it. Yes. And I mentioned it earlier in this, that like, yeah, I definitely have thought about it. But that's just a thought. Never in my heart have I ever even come close to quitting. Like even since the moment I started this, even when things got really dark, even when I had problems, like no matter what, I've always had that heart. And if those thoughts will cross your mind, but deep down inside, I've always had my roots. And that's why when it comes as big as an ACL tear, you know, as soon as I can get back, I get back. Like, you know, this means everything to me. And that's why, you know, I won't ever give it up, you know, unless the world literally falls out of orbit or I die, then there you go. Like
Goomba forever.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's just I have such a passion for this DJing, for music, for EDM, for the industry though, because I love all music, you know, and just I don't think like maybe one day I'll slow down and like definitely like make it a, you know, like bigger thing kind of in a way, but like I don't know. Right now it's just this is it. This is my life and I love it. And I'm blessed to be in this body. I'll tell you that. I'm blessed to be here and I'm blessed to have all the amazing opportunities and amazing faces that I've been able to encounter. It's just, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When would you say you've made it? Like, when is the end all be all? You can look back and go, this is it.
Like when I made like, you know, honestly, I couldn't tell you, because every moment I take in and every moment I look as a new opportunity for me to create something brand new. So it's like, I still haven't made it, you know, and as far as I'll get, I don't know, one day when I have maybe like $85 million or whatever behind me, like, I don't know what will make me say it, because every time I get an opportunity to go perform, I meet someone or something happens where it's a new door and it's like, it's not it. I didn't make it. Like, you know what I mean? There's like so much more to enter and to accomplish. Because I think if I tell myself, yeah, I made it, or like, definitely I'm here, you know, then that's it. Then what's next? Like, you know, like even like, I don't know, like DJ Khaled, like people that big, do they really even say they've made it? Like, who knows? Yeah, who knows? You know, because they have so many other opportunities coming at them. It's like, what is making it? You know?
That's true. Yeah.
It's like, so I don't know. That's my mindset on it, you know?
Yeah. When people say sky's the limit, the sky is the limit. It's as far as you want to go, as far as you want to take it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. I should have just said that instead of saying, I should have just been like, sky's the limit. Bam.
Nah, rambling's good. Like, most people come on here and say, I don't want to ramble, but rambling's good. It takes time, and the more you ramble, the more you open, you know, like,
and the more passion is behind it, man. Like,
exactly.
I love talking about this stuff. I could literally sit here and talk about it all day. Like, I love it. And there's so many other like opportunities that I've been given to where I could talk about so many different things. It's great. It's that goon environment.
Yeah.
The goon environment.
Oh, fuck. I had a question.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, man. Shoot.
How is it out there in Australia? You're in Sydney?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, what? Like, how is it out there? Like explain. Like, is it like daily by daily? Like, is it like busy? Like I would say like Chicago out here is just crazy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, you know, like, how is it out there? Is it cool? Is it chilling? Is it hipster? Is it like,
that's a tough question, because I have to then represent my own country now.
Yes.
It's not bad. Like, look at it this way. If you guys had decent healthcare over there, I'd be over there in a heartbeat. Like, without a doubt. Like, that's just me though. But we are very lucky of what we have here, and it's busy.
Really busy.
It's busy. Between
when I think of Sydney, Australia, I'm sorry, I don't really like know a lot of geography over there. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't really think of like busy. So that's why I figured that out. So
yeah.
I'd love to come play out there, but
what's one thing you know about Australia? Like, I ask all my international people this just to see what the education system is like over where they are.
What is that place? Perth? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So a lot about that because of Rhythm. But other than that, kangaroos is all I think about when I hear Australia. I don't know. Like, I've just seen movies with Australia and this and that, and it's like, I don't know. I don't really have time to go look up Sydney, Australia. Oh, don't you guys? Yeah, you guys have that like really like famous, beautiful landmark thing there.
It's probably we got the Harbour Bridge and
I think.
And the Opera House. There it is.
That yeah. See, that's it. That place is popping, man. I've seen pictures, videos.
Yeah, it's like a 45-minute trip from where I am. So it's Dude, like when I see tourists taking photos, it's like, man, I see this every day. Yeah, but so good for you.
That's so dope. See, I knew that building was in Australia. Had no idea it was in Sydney. Yeah, I don't know. I never really paid attention too much about geography and stuff like that in class. I was more into English and psychology and picking the brain and talking.
Yeah. Well, I think you would like it here. It's definitely different.
Yeah.
Our club shows are definitely smaller and more like family based. Like people who go there, they go there regularly. They have their like
Oh,
regular
wow.
events and regular shows, and it's
That's
very
cool.
tight knit and very like family based. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, definitely one day I'm gonna be there and we're gonna chill. We're gonna smoke up. We're gonna smoke up.
Um, man, I had my question. You hit me with that question. I lost my question.
It's important to interview the interviewee or the other way around, whatever, because then I could stump you with a tough question like this. It's great.
Yeah. It's very rare that I get questions back, and sometimes I get
See?
people like listing off all the questions I have. I'm like, hang on a minute, let me ask them. Don't go ahead. But
No, it's okay. It's only real if you forget at least once.
oh
So
man, I forget like one at every interview. I cut it out there so no one sees it.
yeah.
um, do you have any advice for the next generation? Or for the
Advice.
people
Yeah.
coming up?
So yeah, definitely take it slow. Don't go fast with it. Don't jump into it like a cannonball. Like, for instance, I see a lot of like, oh, I'm a rhythm DJ now. Great. Oh, I have my first rhythm show. Awesome. And then I go watch it, and then they're like trying to quadruple drop and stuff like that. Like that sort of thing where they get, I feel it. I still feel it nowadays. Where you get this fire and you're like, you just want to go, 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 go and do it all. And then, you just became an artist. Now you have merch. Now you have this. Now you have that. It's like, there's like levels to it. Everyone has their own way of doing it. My advice would be like, take it easy, like take a step back, get some advice from some dons, some legends that can really, point you in the right direction of anything, whether it be like you're exporting your music the wrong way onto your USB, like little things like that, like never touch the sync button, like that's my thing. I don't know. Nowadays I see it way too often, but everyone has their own style. It's on the controller, if it's on the remote, I get it. You're a DJ, you can click the button. But like little things like that, just take it easy, look back and just be like, all right, this is what I want to do, make a big plan for it, and then slowly accomplish those things, because when you see that growth, it only helps you more. And then you don't grow this kind of ego thing that nobody likes, and I can admit that when I first started, I was all over the place. So like, yeah, I had a little ego in the beginning, of course, like, and it hurt a lot of people. It hurt me, and having that right there is like something you just need to drop immediately and like really take a step back, find your roots. Why are you actually here? What are you actually doing it for? And, being humble about all of it. Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, so I don't know. I can't wait to see what's the next generation. Like, I'm really stoked to see. I love it. I love seeing all of the new music like come about. Like when I met Jaqui, I don't know if you know who he is. First thing I told him was like, dude, your music is like hybrid trap, but it's dubstep, but it's not, but it's this, but it's bass, but it's like that right there is the next gen. That's what it is. It's going to be like, what the fuck am I listening to? It's so good. Like, and that stuff is awesome. It's going to bring out other DJs who don't even produce, but are into that kind of all over the place vibe. And it's going to be sick, dude. I'm stoked for that next gen, especially when the ones that are listening to this, because they're going to be like, oh, the Goonies are tight. I want to fuck with y'all.
Oh, it's definitely interesting, the next generation. I swear it's coming up younger and younger. Like there's more younger producers absolutely smashing it out there these days. And
Definitely.
it's insane.
Yeah, it's facts. Yeah. And like seeing the growth of those artists is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Like now that I'm 26, there's been people that, I'll name drop. Pyro, amazing. Like when I first heard his music, he was like 14 or whatever, and he was tweeting like at Skrillex. He's like, I gave you my USB. I hope you listen to it or whatever. And I was like, who's this? I like the passion. I click on him. I listen to his music. Like, dude was amazing. And then now he's like old enough to do shows and go crazy. And it's just to see that from boom to poof is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And the fact that like I'm able to be here in the industry with them, still haven't even met this kid. Like, you know, it's just amazing though to have the vibe. And that's another thing is like having bonds for like a lot amount of time, like 4 or 5 years with people that I've still have never even met, but I feel so close with them through the music. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Industry I'll never give up.
Yeah, no, the music industry is crazy. When I do this, I feel like I create a friendship with, I wouldn't say 90% of the people I meet, the people I speak to. Like me and Mike still talk on, I want to say like a bi-monthly basis, give or take, awesome. When he's not busy. Man's flat out. He's so busy.
He's so freaking busy. I just talked to him recently.
That was off just 45 minutes of chatting with the guy. And, you know, we're now fucking best friends from this shit. Like it.
Oh yeah, for real.
Just happened.
We were before it.
Exactly.
Before this. You're on my lives. Tell me one hand chop. I'm like, oh, got it. I even turned around. I think for that one, I went backwards. Maybe.
I got a list of questions. I don't know if you listen to any of the shows or any of the interviews I've done, but I got 4 questions that actually before. Have you tried Vegemite, and what do you think about it?
Vegemite?
Yeah.
What's that?
What? What do you mean? What's that?
What's Vegemite?
I think Ronan still has a jar. Ask him to. I don't know how far away you guys live, but ask him.
It's food.
It's food, man. It's a spread. It's that goes on toast, bread, sandwiches. Vegemite. Yeah, man.
Writing it down. I need this. Why is this a thing?
It's very very salty. It's like a national thing here. It's not like Spam. It's more like, I want to say it has the color of Nutella, give or take. It's more darker.
Oh, I remember you and Mike talking about this.
Yeah, and it's very bitter.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Nope, never had it. Never heard of it. I will now.
Jeez. Yeah, it's just more bitter and like it's very salty, and I don't know. You have to try it, but just don't eat it from a spoon. Like, do not do that. Yeah, you do that, man. Good luck.
No
best wishes, man.
No.
How long is the story of how you came up with the name Goomba? Like, where did that come from?
Oh no, I'll do it quick. So basically, like, you know, after my dad died, like my dad's best friends in Vegas and stuff came up and kind of raised me in a way and helped me out. And one of them, this guy's name was Dan Kutnak. I'm actually going to send him this video now that I'm talking about it. And when he would always call me like Vinny Goomba. Hey, Vinny Goomba. I'm Sicilian. So like, that's what they call Sicilian. Hey, Goomba, what are you doing? Like, you know, so he'd always call me Vinny Goomba with an M, which, like, you know, I loved it. I grew on with only him with that name. And then when I was Trilliz, you know, I was doing my club DJing in Vegas. One night before I went out, I saw him, and he saw me in my whole like ensemble before I performed. It was a whole different ensemble than now. It was more trappy and, you know, like, yeah. And I would call it Fuckboy. Ronan has Fuckboy Symphony. And he was like, we were just talking about it, and he's like, you should change your name to Goomba or Vinny Goomba or just Goomba. Like, and then I left, and then that night it sat with me, and I was like, over and over and over again. And I was just like, dude, what if I'd like I've been called a goon like all my life. Like, what if I just put like goon and Goomba together? And I blew my mind. I saw it written and I was like, done. Ran around the room. I was like, oh, jumping for joy. I went out, I bought a new deck. I freaking did everything I could to just try to DJ everywhere possible to try to be this Goomba. And then I like looked up the vibe of like a real Goomba from Mario, because I love Mario and like always have. And their vibe like totally is like kind of like mine. I mean, besides the angry, but they're just so like all over the place. I'm not ever angry, but like they're all over the place. Like, and that's the greatest thing. Like they hop and skip around, like, and it's just like, dude, it fits. So I was like, this is it. Yeah. And the rest is history. And then I moved to LA probably like a couple months after that happened. And that was a ballsy move. I only knew one person out there, and that was the person I moved in with. And it was awesome, to say the least. You know, I met some insane people that taught me the greatest things ever. And one of my best friends to this date is that kid, Tyler Guerrero Kozik. I'm going to send you his music. He's a crazy rhythm guy. Like, his production skills are beyond some of those that are like, and that's not hating on anyone. I love it, but I'm just saying he's a guru. And yeah, just connections, man. It's all about connections. Like, now we have a connection. That's it. Yeah. And I don't want people to always think, like, whenever I say connections, it's not like, oh, you got a new connect that you can like get things from. Never. It's one that you can create a bond with, a relationship, a connection, to where now we can take over and move on, you know? So hell yeah, brother. You're a Goonie now. I'm gonna send you a shirt.
I was gonna say, how do you guys ship your merch? I was gonna ask you this offline, but do you guys ship your Goomba?
Yeah, so this one's Champion. So because of that, we go through my sponsor made this one, and it's Tempered Emporium. I can send you a link. I have a discount code for you just because I love you. And then the Thought-Breaker one too, that's the other sponsor I have. It's just a collaboration. But our personal alien, that goes through me and my fiance. So I will ship it to you personally if you want one of those.
Oh man, that's sick.
We actually have to make more, but that's the Goonies shirt. Like, we have hundreds of those out there. We still see them worn. We still make them. Yeah. This is just more exclusive, you know, collab with my sponsors, and it's pretty awesome though.
Do they ship? Do they ship here? Do you know?
Yeah, so I'm sure they do internationally. Yes. Yeah, I actually have a friend in France. I don't know if he bought stuff yet, but yeah, I'm sure you can. And I can talk with them. And if they can't through the website, we can figure it out. We'll get you something, bud.
Sick. Because I was looking on there last night, because like, as long as we've been connected on Instagram. We never really connected on Facebook. And then like, I was going through your pages and stuff, and then I was like, oh, he's got merch.
I did the Goomba thing to you. I did the Goomba thing. I saw that you had that pod or that radio station, and I was like, I'm ready for a guest mix. Let me know.
Nah,
let's go.
That was another project of mine that I had that was like, man, running a radio station is hard.
Is it?
Yeah. Like,
I wanted to ask, but I don't know if we have enough time. But yeah, like, is it? Like, fuck.
It was a digital radio station, so it was all online. But you need to jump through so many hoops, and I could only stream in Australia because our licensing laws suck here. And yeah, man, it was just terrible.
So this is a blessing now. This is awesome.
Yeah.
That we're able to do this. This is great. I already knew that it was, but this is even more so great. Like, this is great. We're making history right now. God. Isn't that awesome? Everything you do is history, brother. Don't ever forget it.
Man, I don't even know how to take a compliment, so stop. Just
hell yeah. Let's go.
Man, I've got these 4 questions that I was going to riddle off before the whole connection Vegemite era. But Netflix or Disney Plus, man?
Ooh. I'm really happy that Disney Plus came out, because I'm such a Disney fan, but I got it all on VHS and all the new stuff. Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix. You know, because Netflix is just, I've seen it from when it was like, you can get it at your front door or whatever, and they used to ship discs out, to now it's just this awesome platform where they like host some of the greatest shows ever. Trailer Park Boys. Huge fan. I don't know if you've seen it. You should. Yeah,
I have. It's very, very interesting.
Yes, I actually met Bo Bandy, if you know who Randy is. I met him. We went to his cheeseburger picnic, and I got to kiss his belly. I gave him a Goomba card, and a connection was made.
PlayStation or Xbox, man?
Xbox.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, because I'm an OG with that. But all day, Xbox One. I play Apex and all that. That's cool. I don't really play it that much, but if I were to play, that would be it. Yeah.
What's your favorite food, man?
Oh, favorite food? Sushi, because it's so all over the place. Definitely sushi. But favorite thing to eat? Probably ribs, barbecue ribs. Some delicious, but that reminds me, I got to put some in the crock pot for dinner tonight. I love to cook, man. I love it. Cooking is great. Yeah, ribs.
Well, I'm a chef by trade, and cooking is okay. I don't cook much at home anymore because I do it for a living. So when you start doing it, you don't want to do it anymore. So don't take up.
That's wow. I was going to use it as like a hobby thing I wanted to do later down the line. Maybe just go to culinary school or something. Fucking just learn some chef shit. I love it. I've always been in the restaurant industry, so I was like my day job thing. I've had like a lot of day jobs, a lot of big ones. I'm really good when I'm like deep in one that I like. And yeah, serving was probably my favorite. And like managing, like not managing, but being like a trainer, managing a team. I love it. Yeah. Whiteboards and all.
Here's one that will. What's your biggest conspiracy, man?
Wow. So, like in the world?
Yeah, just the conspiracy in general.
Because like I've been huge into conspiracy theories. Like I would say I'm one of those kinds of people. Like, I don't know. Fuck. When I was like sophomore in high school, got really deep into Illuminati stuff and all the Freemasonry world. And now that I'm like so much older and educated with things, my own type of educated, I guess. Some people might say I'm an idiot, but it'd be that Illuminati shit. That's like it. Like not Illuminati as like aliens or whatever people think or whatever people think. I don't know, but more so like definitely a Freemason thing going on. Definitely a hierarchy thing going on. Definitely a lot of money involved. Mm-hmm. You know, that sort of vibe.
Like, yeah, it makes sense. How aren't the billionaires talking to one another behind the scenes? Like it just,
and ones that are like not supposed to, and ones that like another thing, like the disappearance of artists. I'm huge into that. Like I don't even want to talk too much till we're sitting down smoking this blunt, but like I'm totally deep into how that stuff is like odd, you know, like how do like Biggie, Tupac, like Michael Jackson, you know, like I could go Prince, all of them, like you know, like how they just randomly the face of the earth. And then you hear it in their music, the music they put out right before Juice World, you know, like all this stuff. I don't know. It's very odd, very interesting to me though, you know. I like it. It's intriguing. It doesn't scare me. It's more of like this stuff's cool to talk about.
Yeah.
You know?
But don't talk too much, otherwise Goomba will just vanish as well.
I know, right?
So
this whole thing just like
yeah.
And I'm like, what?
So if you disappear within a week, we know what's up.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But
no, it's cool.
You can narrow those down to like from the outside perspective, drug use, gang activity, like, but
right.
There might have been a higher power behind it all for all we know. We don't know.
Right.
We're just told what we're told and that's what we get.
So like what I'll admit, like what's steered me off of thinking drugs and all that abuse is like, you know, there's some that have died like, I don't know, like, excuse me, Prince, Michael Jackson, like that. Honestly, it's just been out of nowhere. It's like they weren't involved with no gangs or nothing. Maybe they were on some drugs, but they're not doing drugs like the guy in the corner of the street is. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's all odd to me. It's very odd to me. I'm gonna leave it there.
Before we wrap this up, what do you have to say to your ever-growing fan base?
Thank you. Definitely thank you. Definitely that there's going to be a lot more coming. This is just the beginning. Again, every single door I open, there's more that open. So there's so many other opportunities. And that I promise to deliver my best me. I promise to like stretch all the time so I don't fucking injure myself and then have to re-kickstart it. But I just always want to say thank you and come up to me for a cone if you guys really want one. Because we got them on deck, baby.
Man, I'm gonna hold you to that cone when you come here. You better be bringing a cone.
I got you. It's going to have beautiful stickers. Look at that. I'm all eccentric with them too. They just go crazy. They're all random. Just random.
And to anyone else who isn't following you, what do you have to say to them?
If you guys like an uptight suit and tie, I'm just kidding. If you guys want to follow some awesome vibes and someone that can help motivate you and someone that can give a great musical vibe, hit up Goomba. Hit me up. Follow me. Follow my dream. Help support what I'm doing. Because your guys' support is what will keep me going no matter what. So thank you to all, and I love you guys. Thank you to the Couch Sessions. You guys are awesome. Everyone that I'm sending this to, all my Goonies, follow him. I will definitely be sending you a lot of artists because this is cool, and we need to blow this up out here, especially in the Chicagoland, because there's a lot of hungry motherfuckers, not only out here, all over, the United States, but definitely where I'm at right now. They're gonna be like, I want to get a taste of death.
A lot of early mornings for me then.
Yeah. What time is it there? Here, I'll tell them. It's 2:56 p.m. here. What time is it there?
7:56 a.m. here.
And it's the next morning. So it's like tomorrow,
we're on
right?
Saturday. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Bro, it's Friday. I ain't got no job. I ain't got shit to do.
Yeah, we started this at like 6:40. So it's been an early morning, man. So yeah.
That's crazy. I just quoted the movie Friday. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
With Ice Cube. Yeah, okay, good. Just to make it sure. Because I was going to tell you to go watch it.
Man, I've seen them all. I've seen Friday, next Friday, Friday after next, and I think it's Sunday.
Yeah, first Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's a different one, but
yeah.
Now Friday, every Friday, I pop that bitch in. It's Friday. Fine. My fiance will contest. I do that.
Goomba, man, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you 1,000,000+ for having me.